وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونستنصره ونستهديه، ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت ويميت ويحيي وهو حي لا يموت، بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وقائدنا وإمامنا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله، أرسله الله تعالى رحمة للعالمين على فترة من الرسل وقلة من العلم، فأدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة، فجزاه الله خير ما جزى نبيا عن أمته. أوصيكم يا عباد الله وإياي بتقوى الله، وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى، واتقون يا أولي الألباب. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى بعد أن أقول أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. ويقول الله عز وجل: ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. ويقول سبحانه وتعالى: ربنا إني أسكنت من ذريتي بواد غير ذي زرع عند بيتك المحرم ربنا ليقيموا الصلاة فاجعل أفئدة من الناس تهوي إليهم وارزقهم من الثمرات لعلهم يشكرون. Amma ba'd. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we glorify Him on this blessed day of Jumma, in this great sacred month of Dhul Hijjah. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He is deserving to be praised in times of ease and happiness, but also in times of difficulties and trials. For it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is praised in all situations. We continue our Dhul Hijjah reflections in this great month of Dhul Hijjah. The lessons that we can learn from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. Today, I want to share with you some reflections on the historical roots of a ritual that millions of people do. In these days, even as we speak, the Haram Sharif, Masjid al-Haram, filled with people. They perform their Hajj, they're staying on for some more time. And many of them would take this opportunity to perform extra Umrah. And part of the ritual of Umrah is the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, that they would walk, in some places run or walk briskly between the two hills, Safa and Marwa, 7 rungs, to perform their Umrah. And not too long ago, many more people were doing that for the Hajj as part of their rituals. And this has been going on for centuries. People go to the Kaaba and they would perform Hajj or Umrah, and among the requirements is the sa'i between Safa and Marwa. And the historical roots of this, it is the actions of one of the greatest personalities in human history, Sayyidah Hajar alayha salam. She came from humble beginnings. She was a maidservant in the palace of Pharaoh in Egypt, and she was gifted to Sayyidah Sarah, the first wife of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then later on, she got married to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. So from those humble beginnings of being a maidservant, unknown, she became the wife of a prophet and the mother of another prophet, the wife of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and the mother of Sayyidina Ismail, the Bihullah alayhi salam. Part of this narrative, this story, is that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam took his wife and son, a young infant then, to Mecca. And human logic cannot explain this, why he would do this. Because his wife and his son that he had prayed for so long, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the old age of Ibrahim alayhi salam, bless him with the son, his firstborn, Sayyidina Ismail, Nabiullah. So imagine how much he would love his son. Because you think that when we have our children, we love them. But what about a case where you cannot get any children? And you make constant dua for years to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you with a child. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after all of those long years, bless you with your son, with a child. How much will you love that child? So he loved his son tremendously. And then he takes his wife and his young infant son to Mecca. And they say human logic cannot explain that, because in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes Mecca as this deserted valley. There's no one there. Even the Kaaba, the building is not there. The foundations of the Kaaba is covered with sand. Lonely place. No one coming there. He took them there. And then after some time, he told his wife that he has to leave. He left with her some provisions, a little water, whatever they had. Then he told her he has to leave. Now imagine how she's feeling. She'll be left alone with her baby son. No one around who would take care of her. She asked him why. He is overcome with emotion. He cannot speak. And then she asked him, is this a command? Is this a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And then he indicated to her, yes. And she said, I accept. For Allah will not leave us alone. He will take care of us. I want you to think about that level of faith, of Iman. That Sayyidah Hajar can respond in this way. If it is a command of Allah, then I accept. It's not of your doing that you decide to leave us here. You're commanded by Allah to do this. So she says she accepts. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he left, he continued walking. And when they were out of sight, that they could see him no more, and he couldn't see them, then the scholars mentioned that he turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he made this Quranic dua. رَبَّنَا إِنِّي أَسْكَنْتُ مِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي بِوَادٍ غَيْرِ ذِي زَرْعٍ عِنْدَ بَيْتِكَ الْمُحَرَّمِ. O Allah, Ya Allah, I have left my descendants in this barren, uncultivated valley near your sacred house. رَبَّنَا لِيُقِيمُ الصَّلَاةَ فَاجْعَلْ أَفِئِدَةً مِنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ وَارْزُقْهُمْ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. O Lord, that they may establish prayer, so make the hearts of people incline towards them, and provide for them from the fruits, that they might be grateful. Now, imagine this dua of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. He left his wife, his young son, alone. No one there to take care of them. So now he turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. رَبَّنَا إِنِّي أَسْكَنْتُ مِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي بِوَادٍ غَيْرِ ذِي زَرْعٍ. Ya Allah, I left my family in this deserted place. So his connection is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And his tawakkul, his reliance is only upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine the depth of feeling where the dua is coming from. It's not empty words, making a dua just for the sake of making a dua. But in this state of helplessness, in this state of disconnection with the dunya and everything in it, only connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in this state of realizing that there's nothing you can do, you only have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With that depth of faith now, he cries out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I've left my family, my wife, my son, my young son, in this deserted place. Ya Allah, you are the only one who can take care of them. So the food and the water they used up for some time, it finished. It's a deserted valley, there's no fruit and vegetable food there for them. So now Sayyidah Hajar, in desperation, she's looking for someone that can come to her help. And so she started running between the two hills that were nearby, what are called Safa and Marwa today. She's running from one hill to the other hill, climbing up, looking in the distance. Hoping to see someone that can come to help her. She sees no one. And then after a while, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the angel Jibreel alayhi salam, where she left her son Ismail, and she saw the angel. And in some narrations is mentioned that the angel Jibreel alayhi salam, with his wing, he struck the ground, and then water starts to come out. And she saw that. Imagine that feeling. Water starts to gush forth from the ground. And she put some sand around it, some rocks around it, to prevent the water from spreading, that she can have it there to drink, herself and her baby. And then the song, the scholars have mentioned that this water, as it was gushing forth, is making a song, Zam, 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 Zam. And from that now, the name of the well. The Prophet ﷺ said that if Sayyidah Hajar did not put the sand and rocks around that well to keep that water therein, if she had allowed it to just flow out, it would have covered this entire earth. And from that time, some 4,000 years ago, that water is flowing. That millions of people have drank from that sacred, blessed well of Zamzam. Sayyidah Hajar alayhi salam. Because of her, we receive this blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. later on, when Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam is in his teenage years, now for many of those years, Ibrahim alayhi salam was not there in Mecca. He continued to be engaged in da'wah. And it's incredible when you reflect upon his efforts, that on foot he would travel from country to country, long places that today you would take a plane to travel between some of those countries. On foot he's going, calling people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he would visit Mecca intermittently. And every time he visits, there's something he would tell Sayyidina Ismail, and Sayyidina Ismail would accept. I want you to think about this, because there's something about spiritual connection, and it has nothing to do with physical proximity. That spiritual connection, that spiritual nearness, al-qurb, qurb al-ruhi, wal-bu'd, bu'd al-ruhi, that your connection with someone or something is based on the state of your heart. So Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam is growing up in Mecca with his mother, not seeing his father for most of that time, but that connection becomes stronger every day. That he is willing to listen to his father and do whatever his father commands him to do. And so Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam told him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to build the Kaaba. So he immediately submitted, helped his father to build the Kaaba. And then there's another thing I want to say about Sayyida Hajar alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his son. Ibrahim alayhi salam submitted to that. Then he told his son, this is my command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Sayyidina Ismail submitted. It is a level of submission that is difficult for us to comprehend and understand. You only ask yourself, if you were in that position, father or son, what would you have done? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanding the father to sacrifice his son. And the son is given that choice. What would you have done? And it's incredible, unbelievable to comprehend that level of submission. But this is what they did. But think about the mother now. The mother, Sayyida Hajar, who took care of her son. She is the one who provided for him all of these years, supporting her husband in what he has to do. And then she is told of this, that her son must be offered as a sacrifice. Think about the feelings of the mother when she is told that her son would be offered as a sacrifice. And with tears in her heart and eyes, she accepted. But think about the sadness. But this is Sayyidah Hajar, alayhi salam. You know, when Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Ismail, they're leaving Mecca, they're living next to the Kaaba, to go to Mina for the sacrifice. She wants to go with them. And Sayyidina Ismail told his mom, I have one request of you. I don't want you to come with us. So she stayed back in Mecca at the Kaaba. Father and son went alone. But think about that final farewell, that final departure. She's seeing her son walking away, knowing what they're going to do. But the depth of faith that she shows us, it is something that we should keep in our hearts and be motivated by Sayyidah Hajar, what she did. And I wanted today to share these reflections with you because she's not talked about much, Sayyidah Hajar. She's not mentioned often as she ought to. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised her up in remembrance. And in the second part of the khutbah, I'll share some reflections on how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised her up in remembrance. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Inshallah, the volunteers will be walking this off. Please encourage them with your generosity. We kindly request you to make a generous donation to the masjid today. We need your financial support. So please make a generous donation to the masjid today, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enrich you many more times. Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned, Ma naqasa mala abdi min sadaqah. Your wealth will never decrease because of spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will surely increase. In this great special month of Dhul Hijjah, we encourage you to make your generous donations. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most merciful in these great blessed days. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Sayyidina Muhammadan abdullahi wa rasuluhu amma ba'd. After this well of Zamzam sprung forth, birds started to circle around that Kaaba. And the tribe of Jurhum saw these birds circulating, and they said that there must be water where the birds are flying. And so they came to the Kaaba where the birds were, and they found them, and they stayed there, settled there. The first tribe, the tribe of Jurhum, and they took care of Sayyidah Hajar and Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes care of us. And then Sidi Amar, tell that brother to sit down. Can you just sit down? He's doing what he's instructed to do. So you don't give him any other instructions. He's correct in what he's doing. He's correct in what he's doing. So be quiet. Be quiet. There's lack of adab. There's lack of adab in much of the Muslim community. People have no respect for Jumma. They have no respect for the masjid. They come to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they dress in that way, behave in that way. There's no adab. And this is one of the reasons why there's so much fighting among Muslims killing Muslims in so many countries now. Because of breakdown in adab, there's no respect for people. So it's easy for, like in Sudan and other places where they're killing Muslims. Muslims are killing Muslims. Who can you blame for that? You'll blame the non-Muslims for that? And this is what much of the Muslim Ummah does. Any problem, they blame the non-Muslims. It's our own doing. And it starts off with this attitude, no adab. And once again, no one should be praying any salah during the khutbah. The required ibadah during the khutbah is istimal khutbah. It's to listen to the khutbah and it's wajib. You cannot leave what is wajib and do what is nafil or sunnah. So if you come in late for the khutbah, sit down and listen to the khutbah. After you finish the salah, you can pray as much as you want to pray. We don't stop anyone from doing that. And we give you half an hour after the adhan to come early and do your sunnah and other things. It's not that we're unreasonable. We consider what people want to do and we give them time. But the thing is, people just come at any time and do whatever they want to do. In conclusion, Sayyidah Hajar is there alone. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam is there alone with their son. She goes through all of this sacrifice. And what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates her. That millions, countless millions of believers can remember her and honor her. We mentioned the sa'i between Safa and Marwa. She's the one who started it. So everyone that does that, she is receiving those blessings. Imagine how her position is elevated. Zamzam, millions of people drink Zamzam. One of the must things to do when you go to Mecca for Hajj, for Umrah, you want to bring back some Zamzam water. She's the one who started it. Because of her, that well is there. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates her. And this is what I want to leave with you today. That no matter what state you're in now, No matter what problems you may be faced with from time to time, always remember Allah. Always be sincere to Allah. Always be connected to Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. Whoever humbles themselves for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates that person. Always remember that. Things may be difficult in your lives. There are times when you may be going through all types of problems, but never forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter what your situation is, hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is what we need to do. Remember Sayyidah Hajar and hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through the thick and thin of life, the ups and downs of life, the problems, the difficulties, the challenges. And each one of us, we are faced with difficulties and challenges. But hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you in ways you cannot comprehend and imagine. But this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the story, the narrative of Sayyidah Hajar is the inspiration for us to keep. So put this feeling in your heart. Keep it there and be inspired to do good for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our children, bless our families, bless our loved ones, and keep us all in the straight path. And as we continue with this summer vacation, I want to encourage parents to bring your children every Friday for Jumma. They're off from school now. Bring them to the masjid that they can enjoy Jum'ah and have this beautiful feeling in their heart to grow up as strong practicing Muslims. We also welcome everyone online, inshallah, for our program, our Jummah program today. I want to express a special welcome to two special guests that are with us today. My sister Nur Jahan, my brother-in-law Nazir from Florida are visiting Canada. They're here with us in the masjid today for Jummah. I want to extend a special welcome to them, praying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower His special blessings on them and the entire family as I make dua for each and every one of you. We have requests for dua. Brother Akhtar Sheikh, who is here with us today, his mother passed away in Pakistan yesterday. We say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We'll make special dua for Brother Akhtar Sheikh and his mother who passed away yesterday in Pakistan. And also Imam Najib Hussain, who's the Imam of the Princess Tong Jamaat in Trinidad. He is ill, and we want to make dua for his shifa. In my last visit to Trinidad, I actually delivered the Jumma Khutbah at this masjid, the same masjid, Princess Tong Masjid. It's a large masjid in the country. So the Imam of that masjid is ill. We want to make special dua for him. And other requests for dua, we include all that niyyah and dua and special dua for each and every one of you. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في شأن الحبيب بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد وارض اللهم عن ساداتنا أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن الصحابة أجمعين وعن التابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. Inshallah, if you can please stand up and make yourself for salah. Please make sure your toes on the line. Adjust your position in line. If you need to move forward and make a straight line, please do so, inshallah. Sisters, make sure your lines are straight as well. Sunday. And we want to remind you as well, tomorrow, Saturday, we have the special dhikr majlis or special dhikr gathering, this Garden of Jannah, here in the masjid from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We request you to join us for dhikr tomorrow from 7 p.m. Bring your family, especially children, out to the masjid. Then Sunday morning, we have a special cleanup at our new masjid site from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. That's Sunday morning, inshallah, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. And we invite you to come and see the work that we are doing at our new masjid site, not too far from here. You go south on Dixie to Derry, go east on Derry, the first traffic light, make a right and follow the road to the end. And their direction maps at the entrances you can get to help you. You can speak to one of the volunteers, inshallah. So we hope to see you Sunday, anytime between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. You can come out and see the work that we are doing. And do remember to visit the donation boxes before you leave today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. And those online with us, you can make your donations online on the website. Staw wastaqimu, aqim as-salah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala as-salah, hayya ala as-salah. حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. حقا لا إله إلا الله سيدنا محمد رسول الله. أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات